Trish Stratus is making a brief WWE return. We'll take a look at that story. We'll also take a look at the latest with Naomi, some original plans for Retribution, and more. Let's start things off with the news about Trish Stratus' WWE return. Trish will be appearing at some upcoming WWE live events, but at this moment in time, it looks like all of those appearances may just be house shows. Trish was scheduled to make some appearances at some WWE live events in Canada last December, but they were all cancelled and postponed till March. Now March is quickly approaching, and Trish Stratus will take up the role that she was supposed to have back in December. Trish will be serving as the special guest host for a handful of WWE live shows in late March. As far as local advertisements, it seems that Trish won't be getting into the ring, but will be appearing throughout the night as the guest host for the entire live event show. Maybe like a role of being a special general manager for one night only. Of course, the bigger thing that fans care about would be an actual television return for Trish Stratus. Yes, Trish Stratus is technically retired and actually entered and left retirement a handful of times already, so fans are still hoping to get Trish out of retirement one last time for an official run. Sort of like what we just saw Lita have, something along those lines. Not a one-night only appearance, not a cameo, but an actual meaningful storyline and program. The possibilities of opponents for Trish Stratus are endless, but if she does return, it feels like we just have to see her do something with Sasha Banks first, before she moves on to anyone else. Trish actually responded to one fan who commented on her Instagram post about when she was going to stop being scared and face Sasha Banks. Trish responded to the fan by saying, quote, "Who you calling scared? I ain't scared of nothing. She's not even on TV." End quote. So just some light jabs there by Trish. Obviously, she doesn't mean any harm. It's not a diss. She's just having fun with the idea for that dream match and interacting with the fans. Trish's comment there is also good because it of course gives us something new to talk about for when it comes to this dream match. Sasha has been dreaming of this match her entire career, and Trish has even expressed on several occasions that working with Sasha is something that deeply interests her. So not much has changed. That's still where we stand when it comes to Sasha Banks and Trish Stratus' dream match. Sasha wants to make it happen, Trish wants it to happen, but will WWE do everything that they can do to make it happen? That's what we're waiting on now. When you think of the Retribution faction, you may laugh at the joke of what that group turned out to be. But if you think back to early Retribution days, back when they were mysterious and first getting introduced into the Performance Center era, it was actually quite interesting at first to see and try to figure out what was going on here. Well, former Retribution member Shane Thorne, who played Slapjack in the group, recently spoke with Two-Man Power Trip podcast to discuss the rise and the very fast fall of Retribution. He had this to say while speaking on the podcast. Quote, "When they first started Retribution, these segments were awesome. They were flipping cars, throwing Molotov cocktails, trashing the place. I don't know who did that, but that wasn't us. Then they were like, we're gonna have some people join Retribution. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna smash people and do this stuff and be hooligans doing these pre-tape things. Mace did stuff on the backstage. He was one of the people launching people over boxes, and he was like, this is cool. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get in there and do that. We did not." End quote. Shane went on to discuss how WWE got a lot of their big stars back when the Thunderdome was introduced, and how Retribution members pitched for one of those main characters to be revealed as the leader of the group. He had this to say, quote, "My theory, I've never been told anything solid, but my theory was, we were running out of the PC at the time with a skeleton crew. None of the big stars were coming every week. We moved to the Thunderdome. All the big stars came back, and Vince had his stars to play with now. That's what happened. When your TV show gets their main characters back, you're going to use the main characters. We pitched ideas to have a lot of different people as the leader, like Shane McMahon, Edge, or someone higher. We pitched for Vince to be the leader as well. We went as high as possible with who the leader would be. We wanted to be attached with one of the main characters." End quote. So that was smart of Retribution to at least pitch for a leader like one of those big names. Ali was a great fit to be the leader, but like Shane said, they needed one of those main characters to really propel the group and basically force WWE to give it proper care that it needed. Had Vince McMahon, Edge, Roman Reigns, or someone else like that be revealed as the overall leader of the group, then the chances are that they would have ended up with a much better storyline and treatment than what they ended up getting. So that could have been a real game changer for the future of Retribution. Shane also revealed that Bray Wyatt's partner and creator of the Fiend mask, Jason Baker, also created the masks for Retribution. He didn't exactly design the concepts, but he did the best he could with the version that WWE gave him, according to Shane. Shane said that once he heard the new names that their characters were given, he knew it wasn't going to end well, which it unfortunately didn't. So it's just weird how Retribution turned out. If you look at their segments early on, it probably pulls you in and spikes your interest. But watch everything after their unmasking and you just see how badly it really got there towards the end. Now for a brief update on everything regarding Naomi. Naomi's Elimination Chamber tag team match basically told us that her storyline with Sonya Deville isn't quite over yet. Naomi and Sonya did pin each other at Elimination Chamber, which means they will most likely have another match to really settle the score. Naomi won the first match, so does Sonya win the second match, and then they have a big rubber match where everything will be on the line. That's possible as well. Considering how long it's been with this storyline, your climax for this story has to be something huge that makes it worth all this time. Maybe it's something like Job versus Job at WrestleMania, or something along those lines, but whatever it is, it just has to be some major payoff for being this long of a story. A picture also floated around of Naomi traveling on the private jet with Roman Reigns and the Usos. Yes, Naomi is married to Jimmy Uso, that's her husband, that's her family, that's why she's there, everyone understands that. But it's still a pretty cool picture to see them all together in, especially when you consider the popular fan theory of Naomi joining the Bloodline. This picture at least provides some visuals on how that would look. The Bloodline are still very much heels, and Naomi is still very much a massive babyface. So unfortunately, it's just impossible to cross their stories at this given time. But would it be interesting to see that story of Naomi going to Roman and the Usos for some help and guidance? It most definitely would be quite the interesting story to see how Naomi would manage going to them and how that would impact her character. Everyone knows that Naomi joining the Bloodline would easily bring big changes to her character as well. Naomi won't be able to have her big glow entrance if she turns heel and aligns with the Bloodline. So that's some things to take into consideration as well. That entire glow entrance and character would have to be changed if she ever aligns with Roman Reigns. So that's just something to think about as well. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.